guys, and welcome to my English basic grammar course where I teach you English grammar in the most basic and simplest form. Now this is lesson 3 and we're going to be looking at basic terminologies that we use in English grammar. Now the reason why I'm looking at these terminologies is so that when you come across them in your speaking, when someone tells them to you, when you find them written down in a book, in an exam, in a test, you would find it difficult to understand and scale through, and you'll not just be looking like, oh my god, what's going on? Yeah. Okay, so if you've not subscribed to my channel, oh my god, what is going on? So make sure you subscribe to my channel, and so let's get going. Number 21, word order. Word order is the sequence in which words occur in a sentence. For example, we have the basic word order in the English language as the subject, the verb, and the object. Okay, number 20, tense. Now, tense refers to a form of verb that shows you when the action or state happened. For example, we have the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense. So if I say something like, I hate honey. I hate honey is a simple present tense because it just explains, the facts or a habit. So we have tenses, and then don't not to worry, I have a mini course coming up on tenses very soon. So we just go through the 12 tenses that exist in the English language. 19 is syntax. Syntax. Now, syntax refers to the sentence structure and the rules about sentence structure. The sentence structure and the rules about sentence structure. Now, in studying English grammar, this word and this term, this terminology, this, whatever it is very important for you to understand because it's going to come up again and again and again. And don't forget, I've made the definitions right from 21 to number 1 very simple and easy to understand. So not to worry, let's just go on. Now, number 18, we have the subject. A sentence is made up of 2 parts. We have the subject and the object. Now, the subject is typically one of the main parts of the sentence, which is not the predicate, and it's most likely what the whole sentence is all about. So that is a subject. For example, if I say James is a good boy, James there will be the subject of the sentence. 17, we have the predicate. The predicate. Remember that I said there are 2 parts of a sentence when I was defining number 18. So we have the subject and the predicate. The subject is one main part while the predicate is the other part of the sentence. For example, if I say my father is a doctor, so we see that father is what is the subject of the sentence, and then is a doctor is the predicate of the sentence. Number 16, position. Position. Now, position refers to the grammatically correct placement of a word form in a phrase or a sentence in relation to other words. For example, the correct placement of an article is at the beginning of a noun phrase that it describes. Let's say an apple. An apple. Now, what is the position of the article? An is in front of the noun, and if it were a noun phrase, it will be the same too. Number 15. A phrase. A phrase is the part of a sentence that doesn't contain the subject or the verb. Now, number 14, we have person. So, person is the grammatical category that identifies the people in a conversation. The pronouns such as I, me, we, and us, and we have second person, which is the speaker, and we can use the pronoun you, and then the third person, or we can use the pronouns he, him, she, her, it, they, them, and this refers to everyone else. Number 13, we have a particle. A particle in English grammar refers to a verb form that can be used as an adjective or a noun. Number 12, we have the object. Remember when I was talking about basic, sentence structures, and I said the English language has a basic sentence structure of subject, verb, object. So we're here to define the object. So the object is the thing or person that's affected by the verb. For example, I kicked the ball. I is the subject, the ball is the object. So the object is the person that the action is done to or the action is directed to. Okay. 11, the morpheme. A morpheme is the unit of a language with meaning. Now, this is different from a word because some morphemes cannot stand alone. And so we have types of morphemes which are free morphemes or bound morphemes. Number 10, morphology. Morphology studies the relationship between morphemes. Now, remember that we talked about morphemes in number 11, right? And so morphology studies morphemes, which are the small and meaningful units in a word, and how they are formed and how they change. Okay, so number 9, a modifier. A modifier. Now, a modifier is a word or a phrase that modifies or limits the meaning of another word. We have, for example, if we have a word, if we have the house and want to modify or limit the meaning, we can say the White House. So white there becomes the modifier. Number 8, lexicon or lexis. Now, lexicon or lexis refers to all the word forms in a language with meaning or function. Leads me to number 7, inflection. Inflection refers to the changes in words to indicate grammatical meaning. For example, an inflection of the word dog, we have dogs, really. So it's a very basic and simple example. Now, let's go to number 6, a gerund. Now, what is a gerund? A gerund is the noun form of a verb. Simply put, a noun form of a verb. For example, run is a verb. Running is a gerund. It is the noun form of a verb. Gerunds are formed with verbs plus ing. So just add ing to a verb and you find gerund. For example, if we have swim, the gerund of swim will be swimming. We have cook, the gerund of cook will be cooking. Number 5, function. Function. Function refers to the purpose of a word, form, or element in a sentence. Now, for example, the function of a subject is that it performs the action, and an adjective describes the noun. Number 4, a determiner. Determiner is, can be defined as words such as articles or possessive adjectives that typically come at the beginning of a noun phrase. For example, if I say it was an excellent party, the determiner there will be, can you tell me what it is? Yes, an is the article, that will be the determiner. Now, number 3, contraction. Contraction simply refers to the shortening of 2 or more words into one. For example, cannot becomes can't, should not becomes shouldn't, could not becomes couldn't. Number 2, content word. Now, content words are words that have a meaning in the sentence, such as a verb or a noun. One thing to note about content words is that content words are stressed in speech. For example, could you bring me my glass because I left them at home? Notice the stress. Could you bring me my glass because I left it at home? So the words that sound, a little bit louder and longer are the words that are stressed. I just used a very basic way to explain it to you. And then number 1, we have conjugate. And conjugate is used to show, different forms of a verb according to the voice, the mood, the tense, the number, and the person. In English language, conjugation is quite simple compared to other languages. And so, for example, we have the verb walk, right? So if you want to conjugate it for the pronouns, for example, you say I walk, then he walks, they walk. So this is the form that the verb is taking when I use them for different persons of pronoun. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot today, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in lesson 4. Bye guys.